Hello everybody. Right, so let's just see here. As more folks come in, I will need to share my screen. Screen 2. Okay, I guess I have to maintain it as it is. Okay, well, welcome everybody to yet another session of how do we call this? 60-minute flat to the closing bell on July the 30th. Everybody mic is activated, so meaning we can actually exchange on here, and you can put your video if you so elect. I'm sharing, so I should not have an issue sharing screen on here. There's only one screen that I'm sharing. So right now, what's this? HES. So I actually had somebody a trader who doesn't, doesn't matter today. A trader told me that he made money on his, so I was happy that at least one decent trade was going through today. This has been a difficult week, right? That's, I mean, the markets are supposed to be difficult. It's just successful trading has been making it look relatively easy. Well, I guess not this week. But then again, in pre-markets we didn't quite touch on it. But I mean, the key thing in this type of markets is recognize what's going on and not take unnecessary risk, meaning limit your risk actually. I mean, we are in the middle of the summer, yeah. For all intent and purposes, it's the slower period, if you will. I mean, the earnings here just gonna add a little bit of paper or peps into this whole mix tomorrow, starting after hours here. Let's see. I see 3. At least, could somebody confirm to me that you're able to see the screen and able to hear me? Please. Excellent. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And this, if you have questions of any type, we are just here. I didn't know what was the level of interest, so I saw folks in there say we say that in pre-market. So if people are interested, there's no agenda, no nothing or anything. So you have stock that you want to watch. I've already talked. I'm gonna talk maybe a little bit about the setup on this guy, which we like as of with which that we gave you, but just those who have been with us for a while, you will not be surprised after we reveal the trade for next week. Yeah. who just, hey, welcome, Mr. B. How are you? Hello? Somebody said something? No. How are you, sir? So they have been toying with QQQ and SPY. I have both, exactly as I showed you in the screen. So this is what they are doing with QQQ. These 264 calls, yeah, they're making a decent percentage. Nothing fancy yet by our standard, but. Hey, Miss Michelle, welcome. Are you watching a movie? One of those French movies? No, it's good. No, it's not. So we're sorry. I want to hear. Please, could you broadcast it here? We have nothing to do. We have nothing to do until. Hey, Miss Michelle, well, I can only ask, is it in French, in Flamand, or because in Brussels, I mean, you guys have the choice, right? Okay, all right, all right. Ouch, ouch. So, oh yeah, we were seeing what's pretty much resistance. What is resistance on here? 146. It's about the limit. I think when did we get this? We got this. It was maybe somewhere here, on this after this candle on here. When I shared that, right? I shared that with everybody. I'm looking. We're looking at. Oh, it's not even the same chart. So we are going side by side with two different charts. It would be smarter, Telex, if you were to look at. So let's take this one away and bring in QQQ and just see how. Yeah, so this is what's has been. Okay, let's go ahead and mute our friend, Mr. All right. I'm eavesdropping on people on people's lives. All right. Okay. So that was a brief moment sharing with Mr. Joe. Mr. Joe baby. Okay, so on the left hand side, you are seeing the option chart for QQQ July 31st, 264 call. That chart, oh, it's the size of the screen because that chart looks different. Yeah, because on my other screen, I was able to actually show as these top candles on here with the upper shadows, right? So to show you how the price of the option actually will top up somewhere there. So 139 here at 12.15. On here is going to be what, 9.15? Yeah, the equivalent because trading view it's on Pacific time zone. So yeah, all of this topper here in terms of this option, the highest, well, kind of put up higher highs, but the highest was 139 or something. We have 50 minutes to the closing. What are they going to do? I have no idea. And quite frankly, I feel a little bit perplexed on that because if, let's say, that they have they have exactly four companies that the same four, pretty much the contribution to QQQ is the same as in SPY, right? So they are the heavy hitters inside of SPY. So Apple, Amazon, Google, Facebook. I mean, we are missing one. The number four. Who's number four on there? Who can help us out with number four out of that list in terms of top holding in SPY and QQQ? Not quite. There is a very popular stock, another stock that's let's see, where can I share that quickly? The holdings for SPY and QQQ. So that's okay. Let's go ahead on here. I'm just gonna give them how they stand. And actually, this one, believe it or not, is actually number one because of the recent run, right? So, you know, inside of SPY, each company has a specific weighting. That's why, remember my comment, for instance, this morning about, and I'm going to actually tell you the top in terms of holding inside of the Dow Jones. So when we see these headlines, market down, because they want to create an emotion to the readers, folks. You need to understand that, yeah? Market down 800 points. Geez, market down 800 points. Hello? First of all, it's the Dow Jones. That's all thing that nobody really pays attention to. So it being down 800 points, that's mean 300 points, as we saw this morning, is about 1%. So 800 points with the, when we see one of those big headlines, the world is coming to an end, or vice versa, or in any case. So right now, actually, based on the recent valuation, the number one company inside of SPY, SPX 500, is Microsoft. 6% of the asset inside of SPY is Microsoft shares. Number two is Apple at 5.78%. Number three is Amazon at 4.49%. Number four is Facebook at 2.2%, and then you have Alphabet, both Google and Alphabet, number 6. So those five, if I do a quick math on here, so that's 12, 16, 18, 19, 20, almost close to a quarter of the composition, the distribution of SPY, it's across 5 companies, folks. Yeah. So if somebody wants to know, how's the market doing? Look what those companies are doing. That's the market. SPY is more of the market than the Dow Jones. The Dow Jones are not all company or something, but heavy companies in terms. And over there, obviously, we will find some of the same ones. So here are your top 5 top holdings inside of the Dow Jones. Yeah, the Dow Jones ETF is GIA. It's not that much tradable. That should give you an idea, right? You don't see it that much. Sometimes folks inside of Flow Algo, they mess with it as well, but not as often as they mess with SPY or QQQ. That tells us something. That's the market, SPY and QQQ, and they, as we have stated before, they interlace each other. I'm really struggling again on here. I'm trying to get to see the comments that people are making, because it's telling me, okay, I could find it and I could get them another way. So on the other, okay, so Trader Hangouts. Okay, okay, so that's another one. So yes, we were about to just list the top 5 inside of the Dow Jones. So number 1 is Apple. 9.6% of the asset inside of the Dow Jones is Apple. Number 2, UNH, United Health Group. Yeah, a company that, is insurance. So, but we don't get to talk about it that often. Number 3, with 7.81% of the assets of shares. Number 3 is the Home Depot, HG, 6.63%. Number 4, Microsoft, 5.4%. Number 5, Goldman Sachs, 5.2%. Number 6, Visa, 5.12%. Number 7, did we say number 6 already? Yeah, so number 7, McDonald's, 4.9%. That's number 7. Did we say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? Number 8, Boeing. Yeah, remember when Boeing was flying here? So, and you will notice that that's something actually, it can get you into trade when you look at the indexes in pre-market particularly, and then you look at actually the variation, what they are doing with them. So it's a single stock at some point. If you go back early 2019, I guarantee you, when the Dow was flying, Boeing was the number 1 in terms of assets, because Boeing at the time, now we see Boeing at 162. Boeing was worth $400 something. I traded that. The famous crash that happened. Unfortunately, I had puts and I made money there, and I felt bad about it. So Boeing was $400, and at the time was number 1 on the Dow Jones. Pretty much as Boeing will do, that's how the Dow Jones will do with its ETF. So nowadays you have Apple, which influence it at the rate of 10%. That's still a lot. One company, yeah. Oh yeah. The other thing is that the Dow Jones only has 30 stock, 30, yeah. SPY has 500. But out of those 500, I guarantee you that because of the ratio that I gave you, the distribution ratio in terms of top holdings, the top 5, there's a nice thing on there. I can't find it, but I have a nice drawing on the top 5. The combined asset, meaning that if you put the shares together in proportion to what they are inside of the ETF, they are higher than the bottom 325 other company inside of SPY. So that tells you, yeah, we talk market. The market is really a handful a handful of companies that just dominates the whole thing. So we were talking at Boeing. Boeing was what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The number 9 is at MMM. Remember that somebody gave that this morning with 4.13%, and number 10 is Johnson and Johnson J&J with 3.72%. So those are the top 10 holdings inside of the Dow Jones, which only has 30 stocks, as a reminder. QQQ is a carbon copy of SPY, really. Apple is number 1, 12%. Microsoft is number 2. Amazon number 3, 10.47%. Facebook is number 4, 4.15%. Alphabet and Google, both of them, they separate them, though it's virtually the same company, right? Then number 6 or number 7, if you will, that would be Intel, 2.46%. Nvidia, yeah, and Adobe in the QQQ is number 9. When you did this, after a while, it gets into your mind. You're going to start interpreting certain things there. And PayPal lately, it actually has been increasing. PayPal is now in the top 10 of QQQ. So you come in, you see the market doing funny, whatever. Let's say QQQ even down this morning. Well, when QQQ can be down, and it was, but there's one stock that was holding it, yeah, mostly. In this whole list, at some point, PayPal opened green. It only has a contribution of 2%, but that helped the overall index, right? And now, as it's trying to, they're going to try to really, really put in a high of the day, right? They haven't been able to close at it. So this is a very, very good chart here for technical analysis, folks. Resistance has been at, let me remove this on here so that we can study this calmly. Yeah, I'm reading the, so hopefully I'm showing the correct screen, because if I'm not showing the correct screen, then I need to quit. So this candle on here, the high is 261, 250, 260, yeah, 261.50, believe it or not. That happened, oh boy, 10:15, that's over, yeah, 2 hours ago. Yeah, and since then we have gone in the sideways. We have not been able to pass that level. But it's not as if, oh, we have gone bearish. So you see, that's where we're saying that we're going to show you a SPY. And the chart that we were showing you earlier was the 30 minutes. It wasn't so much 15 minutes. I corrected that, but hopefully somebody caught onto that. So this was SPY because it looked like a beauty. Look at this chart, folks. So just as a question on here, well, for us, when is the entry here for calls, folks? When's the entry in terms of candles? Yeah, just between us, folks. Don't be afraid. So this is the 30 minutes. So maybe let me put the 15 minutes. But the same thing still applies, right? So where's your entry? I know all of you are trading SPY, aren't you? These are calls, folks. These are not puts. Because if I were asking this question for puts, I would have nobody. These are calls. Since this morning. So which one of these candle was your entry? The third green candle. So trust me, let's have fun. Trust me, this thing, guys. There is an opportunity. So sorry about that. So we're gonna put names or a pool of people who believe that that's that. So who gave us that first answer, please? So Mr. B, so Team Mr. B. So we're gonna call this one Team Mr. B entry. Team Mr. B entry. And then they're gonna tell us why. Team Mr. B entry with a capital B, that will do. Okay. Who else? So we have Team Mr. B, third green candle. Who else, please? The 6 green one or the 6 overall starting on here? Uh-huh. Okay, this one here. All right, so let's, no problem. Let's write that down. This is great, guys. Trust me. I'm trying to give value here. Please do not feel as if intimidates. I've told you guys before, this is all collectively learning on here. So this is the one that Miss Michelle is bringing forth. And can we do something for her? Give her a different color. What are the color of Belgium? Oh, the red, of course, red. Red, of course. I should know better. I should know better. Okay, now this thing doesn't want to cooperate. All right, so let's give it a little bit of reddish. How do they call themselves? Les dragons rouges. Team Miss Michelle. Red Dragons. That's how the national soccer team is called. All right. Entry. Anybody else? We have 2 entry here. This is our our version of DraftKings. Not that we encourage any gambling or anything. Third bidder, please. We only have, how many people do we have here overall? I cannot believe this. We only have 7 people. Oh, Jesus Christ. Tenex, you're wasting people's time. Then I need to give good trades, really. I need to give good trades to just the people who are here. This guy is mad. So, somebody wants to say something. Go ahead, sir. Mr. Thomas, aka Trader of the Month, your mic is going in and out. The 5th green candle. All right, so let's go ahead and record that on here. And then after we do so, we're going to ask each team to tell us which one. So what's your favorite color, Miss? What's your favorite color? All right. Excellent. And for us, we're going to call this Mr. Thomas entry. Mr. Trader of the Month entry. All right. Excellent. All right. Fantastic. So now let's circle back. We start with, since you have the mic, go ahead, Mr. Thomas. Explain the reason for this one as your entry. No. That's let me help you out. So this one to the left, it is, and so the high of the day is 322.40, and it's this one where we are hovering right now. Just give us your set of conditions. What I mean, we get the gist of it. Okay, but describe that higher high, please, for us, because higher highs here. I have these 3 candles. They are posting higher highs. Yeah, kind of. Can you characterize your where start of? Okay. So for you then, because let's read this candle, because this candle is kind of hidden here. Is make it such that. especially with the screen. So the start of the day is here, and it's 6:30 Pacific, folks. Sorry about that. So the open is 321.89, and the high is 322.40. Okay, so Mr. Thomas is saying that. Okay, so but for you, definitely we understood about being above VWAP, but the thing is that because what we recommend, right, is hey, after this candle, we set up alerts. Yeah, because then it removes emotions out of the trade. So the proper setting of this alert is going to tell us when to entry. And the question is, what is the number? Two type of alerts on here. If see, I don't see anybody new on here. Well, hopefully somebody is making something out of this, and it's being recorded. So meaning I'm going to post the video, though it's going to be long on YouTube as well. So after this candle, we get two informations. That first candle is telling us, hey, here's the high of the day that we posted, and here at least after 15 minutes, you can say, yeah, but after 15 minutes, that's all information we have. We have a high of the day and we have a low of the day. That high of the day is 322.40. The low of the day is 321.38. All right, excellent. So we got that on there. But for you, again, I want to say that in fairness, is that your entry is when we reach greater than the opening price, which was 321.89. Okay. Okay, so let's circle back with the honorable gentleman from Florida. Mr. B, the floor is yours. Okay, so if you were to automate your trade, Mr. B, what will be your entrance? What will you be looking for? We heard about the description of it, but what will you specifically be looking for if you, let's say, you were to set yourself an alert? Okay, thank you, sir. Hey, Miss Michelle, are you able to speak? You're creating interference with movie watchers. Okay. Okay, thank you guys. Seriously, I'm really, really thankful for you stepping up and having the courage, right? Because this is gonna help. Hopefully, those who are here are definitely live, but I'm hoping that when this is posted, it's helping as well. Let's go back to which that the video says, right? Because in here we have pretty much the consistent thing on here, and let's say that is the momentum being gained in the upward direction above VWAP. The videos that we have, this will be video number 1, which actually, folks, is getting more views than video number 2. By how much? I'm going to show you. Single to double, meaning people on the internet, on YouTube, they are more fun of me describing a bullish setup versus a bearish setup. So that's not a surprise. So it's only, the condition is only VWAP. It does not make mention of the moving average, because what's going to happen, and you're going to consistently see the moving average are very far from the price, typically in the early going. Within the first, look how long it took in here. Each one of these is 15 minutes, right? So it took it an hour and 45 minutes to start to meet the moving average. So that's really, hence that condition. If we were to use that, it will be very difficult. In this sense, because SPY is an index, so the price is, the range of the price is very tight. As you can see, there's only 2 points on here. But on a stock, oh geez, could we have a stock that was moving this morning? If you go to, let's just bring it here, flash it here. If you go to FedEx, no, it wasn't FedEx, it was PayPal. In the morning, you're going to see that there is a huge distance between the price and the moving averages, and thus doesn't make it really a great scenario to set up. So here for us, for instance, look, even on this candle also, it's trading at 191, and the moving average over there, the EMA is at 187. That's a lot. That's a lot, 3-4 points on there. So hence, that's why we did not make, the reference is VWAP. That's the yellow, the orange. Sorry about the colors on here, for those who may be colorblind. So the mix of the colors on here. So this orange line is what our reference is. But it's not really sufficient. Yeah. There's this notion that, hey, in order for really that you have full confirmation, we need to post a new high of the day. Yeah. So meaning that new high of the day, we got that information out of this candle. Yeah. That new high of the day is at 322.40. So because what happened, not only other computers are interested in that to say, oh, something actually posting a new high, it's going to bring new traders in. And that momentum is what's going to propose this further. It's a super safe entry. Does that mean that, hey, if I do an entry where Mr. B made his entry, actually Mr. B entry is sometimes it can backfire, because look what happened here. They sold a little bit of it. They retested. And we talked about the retest. So sometimes, after a while, let's say in 6 months' time, most of you're going to be entering this trade here, because it's going to be slightly cheaper. But you really need to have a close above VWAP, granted. So this is the earliest that you can get into that trade. But just be mindful, because then the next 15 minutes, you are sweating a little bit. Yeah. Because now, let's say you enter some, but first of all, you have to wait until the close of the candle. That's what makes that 15 minutes a discipline of waiting. But my friend, when you do, as time passing by, we are Thursday, right? Expiration is tomorrow. I'm hoping everybody using expiration tomorrow. The options are getting cheaper. So hence, in your brain, you have to train yourself that, okay, I'm not missing out. If anything, I'm really, really maximizing the probability that I'm going to be making money from the get-go on this trade. So then for Mr. Thomas, the entry being here, for Mr. Thomas, the only thing I can tell him about his interpretation is that he's saying that he wants to go after the opening price, the open. That was his reference as the open. To be safe, my friend, is really the high of the day. So new high of the day, that it has clearly closed above new high of the day, which in this case is at 322, if you will. 321.89 was the high of the day. I'm reading that off of this first candle. That's the key information that it gives us. I told you guys earlier that, hey, for me, actually, the initial setup on here was bearish in terms of making a scalp, because here, my friend, we are below VWAP, but if you go to the 5 minutes, and let's switch to 5 minutes on here, it was posting lower lows. I think that's what we share initially with you guys. Yeah. Oops, that's a lot. Yeah, because look at it here, folks. Yeah, 5 minutes. This is what having them in parallel. On this candle on here, can we zoom in, Telex? Yes, hopefully we can zoom in. On this candle, this big red candle, the number 5 candle on here, we're posting new low of the day. We're below VWAP, new low of the day. The trade didn't continue that way, but there were profit in here. I kid you not. There were profit in here. How many cents? How many cents was that? It was about 40 cents per contract gain. And then when they start doing their thing, I figured, okay, I've seen this before, so I just bailed somewhere here. But yeah, if let's say somebody is aggressive and is that Mr. H? There's a little bit noise from you. We're gonna mute you, Mr. H. Just unmute yourself if you want to say something. So yeah, on the 5-minute side, new low of the day, clear entry for bearish. It didn't carry on with great momentum, but that's the head fake that they had started. And but you had that condition on the new low of the day, meaning the first candle will give you on the 15 minutes or 5 minutes, whichever one you want to use, or you're looking at both of them in parallel if you really want to not to risk it. It gives you a low of the day and the high of the day. So your alerts are in relation to that. So we have a mix on here of early entry. This is not late entry for Miss Michelle. My only thing with what she said was the reference to the moving average, because it never comes as a condition in the video. Does that make sense? No problem. Thank you. Fantastic. So, yeah. So, let's say we are about 20 minutes from the close, ladies and gentlemen. So, we shared with you a trade on... Well, first of all, thank you, folks, for being here. You don't have to be here, especially if you are in, those who are in Europe. Is Miss Carol is still on? I'm not seeing her here. I hope she's sleeping. I wouldn't. It's late. What time is it? It's almost close to 4 a.m. in Singapore City. I will be sleeping. There's no way I will be sleeping. So. Yes, we share that for tomorrow we are trying our way with Twitter 37 stronger. So which means that one side of it is already in the money. That's the put. So it's getting expensive by the minute, isn't it? So in this 15-minute chart, the stock is going down. So this is great on here. This is great. All right. So hopefully this one in the next 20 minutes that we have together here, it gets you to materialize. What do you think is going to happen? Not what do you think is going to be happening here. Here's a trend that started. Yeah, we just about to close VWAP. VWAP is at 36.79. We are trading at 36.78. We have been posting lower lows all along, yeah, on this candle since we reached this one on here. From a technical point of view, your analysis needs to be now of the type, this first candle, back in the day this morning, it gave you information. That high is going to tell you where's the resistance, yeah, especially when you have a candle of this nature. Let me zoom in. A candle that it's not so much the color of the candle, it's the fact that we reach a price, but we couldn't hold on to that. This upper shadow, people also call it a wick. So meaning we reached 37.10, and then the bears brought it back all the way. But no, it's not a big deal or anything. It's 40 cents. It's 1%. So this move here is 1% move thereabout. But the key information that I gave you is that next time that's going to come there, you need to be mindful that, hey, that is resistance. And that's what happened here. So if we want to use it, you always use a one number for your resistance or support, or use one number. So 37 point something, call it 37. Yeah, that's fine. So this 37 line on here, you put that in the sand, it came, it got rejected, came back down. 37 came back down. And here now, they traders, they are making fun of it, because they traders, or even the high frequency computers, actually this is 4 times. Look, 4 touches. This is beautiful. 1 touch here. Can you draw 10x? I don't know if you can draw. Okay. Beautiful. 37. So control copy. uh, yeah, I can clone it. Of course I can clone it. Here it is again here. Actually here. Ah, come on, Telex. Yeah. Let's clone this one again. Three times. This thing was rejected at 37. And the third time, oh, they mean business. So now they have made 20 something cents out of it. And thus, I'm not sure exactly if you guys have already bought your straddle 37 puts and 37 call, because the puts is getting cheaper and the call, no, the call is getting cheaper because the price is going down and the puts is getting more expensive. So that's a question that we have sometimes, right? Hey, do I buy them at the same time? I say preferably not. Because also the market makers, I mean, nowadays, since we don't pay for commission, at least in the US, sorry. Yeah, so, yeah, this morning I meant also to say that, hey, people who, let's say, trade options with, 10% here and there, in some countries, I mean, the fees alone, I'm thinking, for instance, about Canada, the fees, the commission alone, they're going to be 10% of that trade. So if you're going to go into a trade to take 10% gain, you're not going to be going very far. There's Quest Trade in Canada. That's just the commission price is just wow, something else. So here's an example of resistance on here playing out here toward the end. The first two times, actually, the first time they got something out, but the first time you don't know. Yeah, it's that it has been established, and then the second time, some traders most likely they may try to take advantage of it. They got 15 cents or so, and then it went sideways. Now they are making a field day out of it. Psh, look at this thing go. Anybody got into the stronghold already? Anybody was interested? I didn't have a drum roll. You got both of them at the same time, or yeah. But at the same time, but I'm talking about some because inside of your option chain, instead of looking at calls and puts separately, they actually will have straddle or strangles. Exactly. Exactly. So, folks, you heard that from Mr. B. Thank you, Mr. B, for sharing. That's usually the question that, okay, do I buy them? Do I buy a strong? I go in there and tell my broker that, hey, I won't say straddle. They're going to charge you more that if you buy a call and if you buy a put separately. Yeah. So, in this case, well, it looks as if going toward the close here with it's currently 3:45 p.m. Eastern time. The market, the equity, the stock market's going to be closing in 15 minutes. We know that the ETF such as SPY and QQQ, they have an extra 15 minutes and they're going to make the most out of it today with the earnings coming for some of the big company later on. My screen just flashed as if to tell me that it's not liking which that I'm doing or anything. So did the screen sharing go away or you guys let me know. Do you still have screen sharing? All right. Okay, so let's do this. Let's do this. Let's share again. Let's share again. I don't know what it does that, but that was interesting. So many windows, so many windows. Let's do this. All right. I mean, you're not missing much. So SPY, they have been floating with 324 all day long. So every time is like a big colossal resistance. Yeah. So okay. So okay, so I'm sharing this. Okay, so we have that, and let's see. So we come back here. We say share. my screen. Okay, thinking about it, screen, secondary screen, and let's go live. So we should still be able to see Twitter. Excellent, thank you, sir. All right, so this is Twitter, and let's see how they're having a field day. Yeah. So this is QQQ. It has been in a 50-cent range for since 12:30. Is let's say maybe $1 range if you really want to look at 260.50 and 261.50, $1 range. That's the very embodiment of, hey, we do not want to pay you guys up. You have to live with the risk of going into earnings of Amazon, Apple, Facebook, and Google after hours. And in there, my friend, anything can happen. By no stretch of imagination, think that, oh, the markets, they can have a violent reaction and they take most, or they just need to take a couple of them down, right? So a couple of them down could take QQQ from 260. Let's look actually on the daily chart from where QQQ is. So, or they can gap it up to whatever, 268. That's the beauty of it. So was it somebody who was asking me this? Oh, it was me who said that. I said, yeah. Depending on the risk level you want, if you want to do a strangle on QQQ. My problem with doing that on the ETF is just that it's there's this thing about being crowded trade, because every trader in the world know about this, and trust me, some of them, they will be losing money within the next 25 minutes just because they're gonna pick one side. You're doing a stronghold. My fear is just that, okay, for me, I want to get away from this trade that gave you barely 40%. I mean, depending on your account size, going to be okay, but sometimes I'm really trying to get away from risk that do not have a very high reward. That's what it is. So meaning, I think it was Michelle yesterday who asked me something about doing a strangle on something. I say no, because here's what we know, right? I guarantee you tomorrow, not a guarantee, I cannot guarantee anything. But my thought, my approach is that after those 4 companies, they report earning, we are going to have setups tomorrow to day trade any one of them. Yeah? Any one of them. May that be Amazon, may that be Apple, Facebook, you name it. The setup is going to be such that, hey, those opportunities are there. So why will I be wasting capital, especially if it's a meager capital, to start or guessing, because you're going to be paying for theta for both directions. Yeah. So yeah, the potential is there that, hey, you can, yeah, my camera wasn't on. Well, you can potentially, yeah, they can gap it up this thing big, but for me, I'd rather make it safe, and they trade it. They trade it. Day trading QQQ tomorrow. If it gaps up, let's say it gaps up big, yeah, they still have over 4-5 hours of trade to figure out what they're gonna do. Granted, they can go sideways or anything, but we don't know. The uncertainty is that we really do not know. In order to feel about comfortable, you will need to take a strangle. So let's take a look at the strangle on that strangle on there. I guarantee you, all of this is already priced in. So these market makers, they know exactly that, hey, people what people are doing, and don't forget, they have the pool all of the trades. So meaning they know exactly where massive money is and is not. So let's see on here. Jeez, I don't like this screen like this. Come on, text. Okay, now we are struggling just to move a screen. Fantastic. Okay, that's okay. Not ones we wanted. Okay, so can we make this screen stay here? I don't know what the recording for the video is showing, because, oh, the recording cannot, you see my camera on that recording because the camera, it's on your guys on here. So maybe let's show them a little bit that this is what we are watching, because this screen is what they're recording. So at least instead of seeing this MC thing on here, they will see this other one briefly on here. All right, so we are 9 minutes before the market close to the market closing. You add 15 minutes on top of that for the indexes. So QQQ, if we were interested into a strangle of any type, how much will this cost us? So the expiration is definitely tomorrow. So that goes without saying. And that's all. We can also gauge the volume. So we are currently at 261. I mean, there was money, there was profit being made on this run, right? Since that's a bullish run that it has been on, because this thing was red, it was minus 0.6. So it has gained about 1.2 in that move. So definitely, I mean, we can see it on those 264 calls, right? We show them to you. They went from sub. They were much cheaper than that. They went from sub 50 cents to $1.40 or something. So the volume you're going to see here, it's some of the volume that, hey, people, they got in and they got out as well. Some of them they stay. So tomorrow to reconcile that, it will be interesting. Let's say, for instance, for any one of these strikes, to see that, hey, the open interest for today, how it is in relation to the volume. Because if you record that, then tomorrow you're going to be able to tell at the open that, hey, is this volume here of 12.4K options something that they put that goes into here, or is that where that position that we're just in and out in day trading? So the 264 calls, yeah, super expensive now. It was super expensive in terms of risking them. So $1.30, yeah. So that's about 3 points off. The symmetrical side of that will be at 258 or thereabout. So 258 puts. So $1.30, and this one on here $1.40. The puts are even slightly more expensive, and they have more volume. So is anybody guess? Just for 3 points, which equates about 1 point something %. And the implied volatility is jacked up. Yeah, because they know, I mean, market makers know exactly anything that you may think of. There are small size opportunities where you can take advantage of the system on here, but they know that people know how to use QQQ as a proxy for 4 companies that are declaring earnings. So the implied volatility, it has increased, and look at it here. This is a 30-day, about 30%. It's 45%. It's not some ridiculous things as we have seen earlier. So that's my reason of saying, okay, it's okay. I'd rather take my chance day trading tomorrow. A stock that you're gonna be hearing about, since you guys decided to stay, so thankful I have to give you a preview, an advantage, an edge over those who did not, because that's just how it is. So Roku is going to be on alert. And then you can ask me, hey Trex, why did you not give that to us as a lotto for tomorrow? I could and I can, but I guess I'm doing it. I'm doing it because it's more expensive. Yeah. So Roku's are currently at 150. It's going to be an alert for next week. And the thing is that Roku has earning on, they're saying 6 days from now. So that's what is that day? So Roku earnings is scheduled for 6 days until earnings. So I guess that's going to be next Tuesday. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, next Wednesday. But it is an alert. The setup is nice enough to say, hey, you can day trade it tomorrow if it doesn't gap, because going into, yeah, it's bound to make a move. So when I share the alerts tonight, or at least part of them, well, I will share everything tonight in that app, right? So expect to see Roku in high ranking. So for tomorrow, for me, I prefer Twitter, which is also an alert. As you guys know by now, it has worked quite okay for us. So let's see if Twitter is able to start a move tomorrow that will take it into next week as an alert. Yeah. Any questions about that? Because realistically here, let's take a look. So at 150, if we want to trade the, okay, I guess 157.5 calls, but that's $7. Roku is capable on a Friday rocking $7. We know that, right? Don't get me wrong. But for me, again, high probabilities, right? So the 5 points away, okay, it's decent, but we have to pay for it. You know my rule about 50 cents. So 70 and the spread on here, because we are exactly 4 minutes toward the close, they are just trying to cheat people money. That's what's going on here, right? So yeah, so 155 calls at 70, because there's no way you're gonna get a fill at 70 in the last 4 minutes. It doesn't get more difficult than that. But the call, look at the price is dropping, yeah. So normally the call should be cheaper. Okay, at least now the bid is 70, the ask is 74. If you wait maybe one more minute, they can. But then at any point of time, they will be taking that off. So I need to give you 5 points away. The other the what's the 145 puts, the 145 puts are going for 54 cents. So 5 points away from 150. So the calls are more expensive, if you notice. Interesting. Yeah. So this is, if you saw this out, so 145 puts, 150 call for tomorrow. But in any case, I'm going to give you strikes for next week expiration. Don't know what happened. If this is going, or somebody new who joined, or somebody who left, or something I said. All right, folks. So we are 3 minutes into the session. I'm going to stick around. I think maybe is it 1:15 that the first company is going to report, and as the trickling in, we see that as we saw. Which one was it? Netflix. Man, I forgot about that stock the very same day. That wasn't nice. What Netflix did to us. But hey, tomorrow there are 4 opportunities, and with patience, trust me. One in particular that's possible. So hence for me, I'd rather save the cash for that one is Amazon. Because if they do any type of thing on Amazon, trust me, there could be opportunity to actually make bank. If they drop it, or doesn't matter if they drop it or anything. If they want to move it on Friday, we will be there to take advantage of it. We don't usually trade Amazon, so where's even Amazon? I have no what, $3,000. $3,055. No kidding. So the last few earnings, I think I was able to do okay day trading Amazon afterwards. We just need it to be moving. If Amazon is moving and you have the right setup, it's a fun thing to trade. They're expensive, so meaning tomorrow we're gonna be looking for not something. We're gonna be looking for things way cheaper than than this. So that if you can manage an entry below $1 on an Amazon contract and it start moving, life is good. But then the $1 tomorrow, let's say here. Oof, look at this. This is your historical 30-day average, are below 60%, and then 120%. Yaks. And there are people who are taking their chances. Yeah? I mean, the volume is not in the 1,000. Here's the volume, 1,800. Ok, les amis, c'est fini. Rien ne va plus. The US equity market are closed. SPY, QQQ, and all the ETF, IWM, and even DIA, they are still open, or they will still remain open until 4:15. That's 4:15 Eastern Time. It's currently 1 p.m. Pacific Time in San Francisco, Vancouver, and San Diego, California. If you are catching this live broadcast from Mr. H is still on there. I cannot believe you guys. You are really you are the true person. I don't know how I will do. I was, when I was trading on the other side of the pond much earlier this year, I had no choice, but I will stick around. So let's see. We want to see some world clock. So okay, it's only 4 a.m. 4 a.m. on Friday morning in Singapore. In London is only 9 p.m. It's London and Brussels. Yeah. It's 6 a.m. in Sydney. Yeah, trading from Sydney will be tough. Yeah, living in the nights. In Paris is 10 p.m. Go ahead. Good night, Mom. See you tomorrow. enjoy enjoy the movie. All right. So anybody know exactly the exact time that some of these companies are dropping their earnings? It's usually starting at 4, 6, 15. Yeah. Well, in any case, I'm gonna watch my. Oh no, no! I just stopped by there, Mister B. So for me, I was saying that no, there's no way I'm buying a $10 contract. No, I was saying that I'm saying that tomorrow, if we are lucky to get something in the $1 range and we have the right direction, we can parlay that into thousand. Yeah, I wish always toward the end of the day, especially on earnings, they just mess it up big time. They make it purposely. They make it like this to just be huge. That's where they can make their money. In comparison, if let's say we wanted to take chance, not take chances. In comparison here in terms of pricing, I think Apple is because Google it's heavy as well, right? I think of the four, Apple is the one where definitely the spread is much more reasonable. Let's take a look at here, and yeah, obviously not the 200 something. Even look the three, yeah, look well, even here 10 cents. Yeah, yeah, 360. Yeah, I mean, if this thing tanks, yeah, that's definitely. But for me, I'm afraid, and that's where because there are three options, right? On this thing, three options. No pun intended. um, they can either leave them flat, meaning that relatively no movement, and in that case, they win on both sides because the gamblers on the puts and the gamblers on the call, they're just gonna have the eyes to cry, to cry for, right? Because they have jump. The implied volatility is not 100 and something, but it's still much higher than the historical 30 days. So by doing that, people who bought with that high implied volatility tomorrow morning, they're gonna drop this number down, and from there, good luck. Even if I mean some of these contracts, like okay, 410 puts. I mean, I mean, yeah, there are people who will trade that, but really not the common trader. So 360 where you were looking at, yeah, they're about 50 cents for 360, meaning this thing needs to move 24 points. It has done that in the past. It can do that. So that's not the problem. It's just what are they willing to do? Hence, when you take a look at all of this thing, you have a much better chance day trading it with a direction the next day. Notwithstanding the emotional drainage of, oh, geez, is it going to go up? Oh, for me, I know. That's why I say is the down movement today helped me a little bit, but I stayed on it. I had no choice because I lost track of the fact that they had earnings the day before yesterday. So I think I made something just off of that movement overall because I added as with the direction today. Yes, yes. This is something that I'm not a big fan. As I said it in the video, right? So I need just to learn my lesson and stay away from this type of stock because this stock, after the earning, look at it, it went up. And then what justified this? Nothing happened between this close on here and then today you just come and lose 5% on posting this low on here. So it's interesting. And okay, so 47. For all intent and purposes, for me, when I'm looking at the daily chart, tomorrow this thing goes to 45. just because, or 44 actually, yeah, just because they can. So it's one of those things. This type of stuff. So those are the one that's really. But the setup was really nice last week when I was looking at it. It made me put it number third. Facebook is up 8% after hours. Whoa! my bullish guys. So let's take a look. Facebook is up 8%, only 8%. So all right. So Facebook was the first one to report. They report okay, so they reported then on top of the hour, I guess. Oh, this is interesting, meaning that FA flow came in line. Oh, well, flow algo. Oh, come on, guys. You cannot be saying that, my friend. Flow algo, flow will always come in. Imagine an earning where there is no flow algo on a stock like Facebook. People inside of flow algo are degenerate gamblers themselves. There will always be flow on that. You cannot make much of it. Yeah, you cannot make out of it that a company had earning and you are seeing flow in flow algo. No, if that methodology, I guarantee you are not gonna go very far with that. So it doesn't mean anything. And okay, so he told us 8%. So did he mean $8? Because we see a 3.8% on here on Facebook. So meaning that most likely he went there and sold off. And read that, guys. Thanks, FCW. And read that, because that again goes into which we said the other day, right? It gave us the initial resistance. So meaning that, hey, if they couldn't sustain 247, for people who are trading it after hours, you can't trade the stock. You cannot trade the option, right? Above the previous high of the after hours, it will be bullish. If he can't get there again, it's early. I mean, this thing literally released the numbers, let's say 8 minutes ago. So it's just doing price discovery. And that's why in the morning, a similar type of pattern will take place. Hence, you can be relaxed. You can either use the technique we use unsuccessfully on Facebook to try to get a very cheap entries. And I guarantee you, my friend, we did it on Netflix. I guarantee you, not if. I'm going to be doing tomorrow again on one of these ones. I'm going to let you know which one, but I'm going to put the lowest possible bid on there. There's no way I'm going to be paying for something at 30 cents like I did last time with Netflix. 10 cents or less. It's just going to be my throwing the money I don't have to the market makers, but no more than 10 cents. Obviously on Amazon, I don't think that would work, but on Facebook and Apple, that are two candidates where we're just gonna pick options on both directions, throw 10 cents at them, and see if they stick. 3-4 hours later, we come back to collect. All right, all right. So then QQQ is gonna. Oh yeah. If they hold, and I mean, they gave us sign of that, right? They're trying to sell it off today, and then they're like, we're not having that, folks. Forget about it. I mean, this run. Let's go back to the chart. This run by both QQQ and SPY. I mean, they had to be. Whichever computer was controlling that. Let's go to the 15-minute chart on here again, folks. This is no joke, right? this rally here, it's sustained 4 points. 4 points on an ETF. That's decent. 1.5 something. After gapping down and coming in and posting new highs. So absolutely. So tomorrow, just on the sake of that, because those four, they are the lion's share of SPY, and so we can actually start looking at. Let's take a look at SPY and then QQQ here. So Amazon is up, Facebook is up. No pressure, Google and Apple. No pressure. Don't mess it up for the good people. 325 print. Remember that 325, folks? Was it when the Fed chairman was speaking on Wednesday? That's where we had a little type of entanglement. We went to 325 something. So that's resistance there. if we cannot clear that in the morning, so it will be interesting. So I think I still have some SPY left. So we will see. it will be interesting. I mean, this is not much, obviously. We can wake up tomorrow and it will be 320. It will could be trading 1% up, obviously. They are more than capable of doing that. So here, by correlation, QQQ should be up more than SPY, right? Because remember what happened? QQQ is actually a subset of SPY. Yeah, if you think about it, it's just that the weighting of those companies is such that they have the same top five, but there are other things that exist inside, and here you have it. So 263.34. So those 264, if you still have them, they're gonna be flirting with opening in the money tomorrow, which is a good situation to be in. Yes, yeah, because again, it's a $300 stock. A 0.3% move is $1. So, and trust me, I use that as the longest time, especially in February, March. My reference was always okay, 3.1%, 3.1%, and then on those days you will wake up, the SPY will be down 4% or up whatever, just like, oh, all right, let me just cash this thing before these guys they take the money away. So QQQ is up 0.87% or 2 points and 23. So we closed at 261. 261.50 was the resistance, and now we are pushing north of 263 on here. So this was something that's expected. The market maker, they try their best to tip their hands today. The only thing will be the manipulation inside of the stock themselves with implied volatility. But using the proxy on either, mostly QQQ really, it seems to be working on here. They're going to drop this implied volatility tomorrow, right? Let's take a note of that, folks. Tomorrow morning, when we are in pre-market, these numbers, so they increase the implied volatility by plus whatever percentage is going to come down a little bit. Yeah, it is going to come down a little bit. So be mindful of that. Hence, but we have the full day, right? I mean, you have the full day, and let's say the 264, they can appreciate on that first candle or so, like, or you sell them and they trade comfortably. So hence, when the market is moving really and you know how to read a chart, folks, you are never out of it. And again, if you have an open mind of the type, hey, you're not going to be saying, oh, I'm bullish no matter what, or I'm bearish no matter what. The setup comes, you trade it accordingly. It changes, like SPY today, I saw let's say an hour and a half, you just say, fine, thank you, and you go the other direction. So here's Amazon, up 116 points. You see, that's going to be the headline, but 160 points is only 3%. So, but this implied volatility, oh no, these are much higher because we are way deep in the money. Let's go take a look at some of the further out of the money. Okay, so this is the 3,000 range. So my friend, look at the price of contracts on here. who was really interested? Hey, Mr. Greg is on? No, Mr. Greg is on because who's interested in the $75? Hey, yeah, Mr. B, they do. You see many of them on floor and go. That's what it is. No, that's what it is. So here, typically for me, my rule of thumb will be from wherever it opens, right? If the trend is going into that direction, at least 100 points away. So 3,200 will be, let's say, if I project that 3,200 will be the opening for the stock. So definitely I'm not buying $20 contract or anything. 200 points away, 100 points away, it's here. Yeah, it's still $11. No thanks, but no thanks. 3,400 will be $5, which is like on a Friday. Do I really want to do that? Hence, it's very difficult to trade Amazon. It's very difficult to trade Amazon because and they have this habit. The spread are nasty as well. Yeah, you have 100% spread on it on a far away contract. But sometimes it actually works if let's say they want to do it. So let's see what they do tomorrow. So we saw Apple. Did we see Apple? Let's go check Apple. Maybe they haven't announced. Usually they will announce maybe fifth. Okay. But Apple here is getting the love from the other QQ. Yeah, so Apple is at 430. Thanks, guys. So, so how about Google? Google, what are they doing? Google. So it has been a while since I traded Google. I used to have a friend of mine when we only had a WhatsApp group a long time ago. We named him Mr. Google. He was trading Google left and right, left and right. So maybe Google announced as well because it's up here 2%. Because if it's just a reaction from from the other two, up 2%, and its options. Let's take a look at its calls here. The 1500. Why is our screen showing something incomplete? Oh, these are the beats. Okay, get used to that. $32 is the price of contract. Oh my goodness. Wow. Yeah. It's still nothing compared to Tesla. So okay, so the 1600 tomorrow, well, the 1600 starting where? With the spread will come closer a little bit. Here toward the end, they like to torture people who want to get in by just making them that big. That's the number one method that actually market makers, they make money, right? It's just playing with the spread. All right, so the market will be buzzing tomorrow. So that's interesting. This week was tough. This week because I'm not even I don't show on our alerts. I mean, FCX did okay on Monday, and then it was and along with BHC, and then BHC paid. Yeah, that much we know is a clear winner. HES, you had to adjust a little bit and to make up for it for today. But like all of those big guys, Facebook was in here. Okay, I guess. Okay, I didn't even account for that. So like Cooper, Adobe, Lulu. Oh, PayPal was another big winner. Okay, yeah, but sorry about that, guys. I definitely, I will be making a mention of that so that my brain is wired properly. When we were giving something like PayPal, I mean that's 180 call was expensive. It was expensive by our standards, but I mean it went much higher. It went much higher. This is it here. The 180 this morning. It went as high as. Can we chart it? Let's go ahead and chart it here. So this is how I chart them here. Did it go to 15 or 16? But the starting point was like $3 something. So I mean, Wishmake is that hey for us if we use hours. Okay, so this is it. On the first candle, it went as high as $18. From let's say something at 3. Actually, let's see. That's the beauty of it. Instead of speculating, go read what's this contract was worth. On the 28th, already it was worth $4, but the 28th, what was the first day? For us, 27. Facebook over 250. Okay, so all my traders, all the successful traders, the bullish guys, they are right now. They are just going like this. I don't know why new traders they love calls so much. New traders are just calls. Life is rosy with calls. So I was looking at the dates to see the 27. Yeah, the 27 was the Monday. Yeah. So on the 27th, this contract we're going for $4 or here. Is it $3 at some point? Yeah, 377, 365. At the beginning, okay, at the beginning of the move, at least it was $3 something. Okay, so 600% if you held that 180 contract. But by now, I know that we have some well-versed individual who will definitely, after making some money they will take a further expiration. So in that case, let me here This is PayPal after hours up 0.65%. Yeah, because normally, because that was only 7 points. So it should have been actually at least a 190. And the 190, let's take a look how it went here. Because if the other one is going 600%, that means the 190 should have done 10 bagger. So the 190 on the 27, it went up a little bit and then came down. So this is the 28. Before that, it's at $1.56. Early on Monday, this is the 24th. Early on Monday, $1.33. I see as the lowest there. Is there a lower price on here? Nope, that's the 24. So yeah, it was solid. $1.29, $1.50, the 190. But then they drop it though. They drop it at 182. Well, I guess yeah. In that case, going into earnings, and then it picked because all of them they picked this morning and then they sold. That first 15-minute candle for FedEx was not for FedEx. For PayPal was something else. I wasn't even looking at it, but when I started looking at it as a potential setup, I was just like, woof. I mean, if you got in on the short city, let me show you what I'm talking about. This is the candle, yeah? It opened at 190, 174, and they make it gain $7, folks, in that first candle, and then sold it off consequently, yeah? This is where, if you employ our technique, you would have been able to make money on the puts of it, because the puts, when this thing goes here on this first 15 minutes, actually let's break it down in 5 minutes interval. When I say our technique, Telex, you say your technique as if it was even on the first 5 minutes. Yeah, you could have gotten an entry on here on cheap puts when this thing went to 198. But then I'm not sure, let's say the 180 puts, actually let's go study that. So the 180 put, let's say how far the drop went on this candle, and then when they gave it back, how they went. Okay, let's see. Let's simulate that on here. And while we're waiting, it's 1:23 p.m., 4:23 p.m. We're waiting for Apple second quarter 2020 earnings on the successful trading. You are watching this live broadcast. Thank you for being with us. If you are catching that on a playback version later on YouTube. So we're just going to simulate something that's we have done on here on PayPal, which is during price discovery, especially, that's the setup, the scenario. After a company has earning and a gap either up or down, then you can put in an order for cheap calls and puts, because you want to be balanced, ideally having a strangle if you get a fill, and the later movement throughout the day could actually yield you some great results. We had a video on having done that on Roku last earning, the earning in May for Roku. Roku upcoming earning is next week, so let's be ready to rinse and repeat. Yeah, rinse and repeat, because I had that question sometime. Rinse and repeat meaning something works and you just wait for it to have a similar setup and you do it again. So for us, we want to study the chart of the 180 puts on here. On the first 5 minutes, Google Alphabet revenue. It doesn't mean it doesn't mean anything to me, revenue of anything. Just give me the price. I don't interpret revenue, the beat or the didn't beat. So the 180, they're up slice. They're up slice, thanks. We're gonna look at it shortly here. So the 180 put here in the first candle, yeah, this is it, folks. Oh man, I'm so glad of this. Oh, there's no need for me to do video, because this video that we are doing right now live. So everybody, could you take a look at this? And I'm going to blow it up. Blow it up. Telex, come on, you're rubbish. We're gonna zoom in and show you how that technique would have worked today for you. Okay, jeez, I'm touching that plus the expecting it to show, just to zoom in. Come on, Telex, you're better than this. So let's come back on here. So let's do something. This is great teaching. So we're gonna go aside. We want to bring the charts of PayPal, yeah, because we were not successful in doing this technique last time on Netflix, but let's illustrate with you that it actually works. And here it is. It worked today for a 10 bagger on this guy in the first 5 minutes. Okay. So the idea is what? The principle is, the setup is a stock had earnings. Yeah. I mean, it could be anything else. It just a stock have a gap. Yeah. You wake up, a stock have a gap. And the bigger the gap, the better. Yeah. Because it's going to bring in bulls and bears on any time. During the first 5 minutes, there's a phenomenon called price discovery, meaning the stock could just be printing left and right. Today was the case here. In this first 5 minutes, on the right-hand side, we have the charts for PayPal. On the left-hand side, we have the 180 put for PayPal expiring tomorrow. And it's really beautiful. If you are doing that, it's as close to the expiration as possible. So meaning doing it for a gap that occurred overnight on Wednesday, so Thursday morning, or even better, Friday morning. Hence for us, we are like, right now, this guy is like a baby in the candy store. So for tomorrow, because in pre-market, we're going to set it up for Facebook, Apple. It's going to be difficult for Google and Amazon because they're just so expensive. So again, we're looking for sub 10 cents, 10 cents, 15 cents, or whatever that you want to get on puts and calls. Yeah. The key thing is just finding the right the right strike on there. So for us, 180 here, again, notice how I say 180 prior to going to this actually. Yeah. Because just your reference could be pretty much the price from the gap. Yeah. Anything in that vicinity. Because you can have that question for me. Hey, Telex, how do I know which structure? Go back on the put side. If it gaps up, the price for the gap. Yeah, but you're going to be looking at something for both directions. In this case, when a stock gaps, folks, right? When a stock gaps up, your best opportunity is going to retrieve back. Yeah, it's going to come back. But before it comes back, you want it to go hard. Maybe in this case, this is something that it gave about $6 into the first 5 minutes. Yeah, it's during this first candle, 5-minute candle on here, that this technique that we are teaching you now again, we employed it here recently and we failed miserably on, well, one guy made money because he was smarter than most of us. He got his money within the first 3 minutes, how many seconds, and he went. Today, it was a span of 5 minutes where you have 10 minutes, actually no, more than that. You will have made money because this is 5 minutes. These are 5 minutes as well. But the entry on here is telling us that they had an entry at 10 cents at low here. And you're going to be putting in that bid before the market open. Yeah. So for you to say, hey, you pick your strike. Which strike in the case if something like right now, Apple and Facebook, they gap up. So for us, we come tomorrow, we say, okay, we want to find puts at strike price where they close today or below that for 10 cents, 15 cents max. Yes, we don't want to spend that much money. And the goal is that during price discovery, those stocks, after gapping up, they're going to go post a higher high. During that higher high movement, the puts become very, very cheap. Yeah. Then you can get it at 10 cents, like on this candle on here for PayPal today. But this is on that same candle, or the next candle, it's telling you that you could have sold it at a high of 150. 10 baggers in 10 minutes just on the movement of these two candles. That's it, folks. And then at some point here, 97 cents or 900%. Questions. Oh, Apple bits. We have somebody. We have one of our traders who's giving us. Okay, so let's take a look at. Well, I think we're gonna have fun tomorrow. So Apple is gonna be tanking the party. Oh, okay. Yeah, well, Google AAPL. So anybody has a question about that strategy? Apple is up 5%, folks. SPY is gonna be psh. All is well in the US of A, right? So all text reports and they are just flying. So My friend, we just watched this, right? So, okay, let's illustrate actually how you're gonna use that technique tomorrow. So if oh, no. Oh, amazing. Thank you, Mr. V. Mr. V just is sharing with us that Apple just announced his stock split. This thing is going to blow up tomorrow. Oh, my goodness. Because remember, stock split, folks, what they are looking for, one company do that in this case, is that they want to attract more investors, right? Most investors into buying Mr. What was his name? Mr. Buffet, Berkshire stock that's at $17,000 or 170,000 or whatever. Not that many people are into it. So most investors, especially in this nowadays, they like their stock to be slightly cheaper. But the Apple stock here just recently just took off, right? If you want to look at that daily chart of Apple, just has been so 400 for them doing a stock split. I'm sure that people who were in the know they knew that already. But that's going to attract a lot of investors now. So hence tomorrow just going to be isn't tomorrow a holiday? I'm wearing my shirts ready. Where's Mr. H? I'm wearing my shirt. Oh wow. That's going to be interesting. So both SPY and QQQ, they are bound to just take the market to the next level. So as my computer is struggling. All right, QQQ. Anybody guess? No, or SPY where the open could be tomorrow? 327, and then the spike to 330. So hopefully everybody will be able to benefit from that in the trading room. It has been a tough week. It's trading for SPY, sir. It's currently at 326. So you're $3 in the money. Yep. No. That's a very good question. Typically, no, because they will tend to phase them, right? So all four of them, that's another story because the way that they will report in the same week, typically, right? But because the same analysts, they will have to attend the conference call for Facebook, the conference call for Apple, the conference call for Amazon. That's the reason why usually in the same industry, they will tend to, but they didn't do that today. I was surprised by that. One for me, I was looking in the pre-market. So, oh yeah, QQQ is up to 265. So those 264 calls that we were showing earlier, my friend, they just gonna be blossoming. Yeah. Well, that's what happened. So definitely tomorrow 270 is on deck. So meaning if you don't have QQQ calls or anything, do not worry about it tomorrow, folks. Yeah, the setup is going to be there. You can day trade this safely without any concern whatsoever. Wow, it was no joke. I said, where is Hey, Miss Ray, are you with us? I did say popcorn. Bring the popcorn. It's going to be fireworks after hours. How are you? Miss Ray, you're breaking up a little bit. Oh, really? Oh, for her, it was a great trading week for her. Please, could you throw some money from Texas to some of my traders on here who have been having a hard time? I told you, whenever she started, that means it's game over, folks. This lady, let me tell you guys the story about this lady, please, just for a second. She trades stock, right? So she has a lot of experience trading stocks. When she started with us, I remember she came with her husband. We had a very nice session on a Saturday, and just the way that the two of them were interacting, really, they I was smitten by them. But she was always telling me, I don't know if I can trade options. I don't know. But lately, every time I ask her, she's trading both. That's why we want to hear. That's why we want to hear. Glad you're doing well. Glad you're doing well, ma'am. No, no, no. It's all you. It's all you. And thanks for hanging out. I mean, we only have how many people hanging out? So for us, we will be ready for whatever strategy to employ tomorrow. Really, if these guys they want they will make this market run tomorrow like no, and they have done that on Friday specifically because people think oh expiration whatever they catch people off guard and they just run it like because Apple by itself, it both on actually not both. We showed you it's number one on the Dow Jones. It's number two on SPY. Number one on QQQ. So and they're doing a stock split already. So it's already at $405 Apple. So tomorrow morning we can wake up. It's gonna be 420 or whatever because after hours now everybody and the mom's going. Hey, maybe Miss Ray, we should let you go. Do you trade after hours? Oh my goodness. She's cleaning up. That is correct. All right, ma'am. Well, let's see. There is just what was oh I think the mail still works. So yeah, I will be sending my address. So just fly off some of the checks from Apple to California, please. So I thought, oh yeah, the markets definitely they set this up the way that because all four company reporting on the same day and all four they just oh yeah, Facebook is up 6-7% because I don't waste time with 6.9%. That's 6-7%, okay, at $250. And Facebook for us was one of the alerts. So meaning when we do our little thing, we're gonna just say, oh, more money. This is how much money, how much percentage Facebook went by. Oh boy. Was anybody trading Facebook today? I didn't see anybody mention it in the room, other than Miss Reho. Well, no, Mr. B, trust me. That's the last thing you want to be doing. I guarantee you, sir. That's the last thing. No, trust me. This stuff, trust me, you will have an opportunity. You want to day trade Apple tomorrow, you will. You want to day trade Facebook, you will, because it's easy to sit here and do Monday morning quarterbacking. I regret. Nah, no, never have those regrets at all. Never have those regrets. It's good. It's good when the market is moving. I repeat that. Yeah? Because only two things going to happen tomorrow in any one of those stocks, right? We're going to open way outside of the upper Bollinger. Yeah? There will have to be resolution to that. And that resolution is either price coming down or they can also go sideways for a while. But just Apple, for me, is going to be my favorite because everybody and their friend, I wanted to take it as high as possible. So tomorrow in the morning, if anything, I just put my 10 cents, buy me some puts at some point, and I'm going to have 6 hours and a half to see where those 10 puts. Actually, within the first 5 minutes, knowing what we saw on PayPal, I'm going to I'm hoping to collect my 10 baggers on those 10 cents and say, okay, thank you, have a nice day, and maybe I'll run to the beach. I haven't been to the beach for a long time. I'm not sure if they're still closed because they were closed at some point, but I haven't been. Okay, well, I guess that's a proxy for the other guys, right? For Facebook. Yeah, and notice then now for you, and we will close on this. Typically, my experience has been that even for stock that have earnings, if you see them selling off in the last few minutes, right? So meaning they just want to throw people away because there was no reason for that sell off on Twitter or anything. So Twitter, glad that we were able to get some of you there. And the puts, no, the calls were the one which was cheaper. Yep, as usual. The calls were the one which were cheaper. But in any case, starting in the morning on a struggle, you just give it time, and because it's a struggle, it's one of those scenarios that's depending on how many contracts you have got, there will still be money on the losing side. So meaning you can take that off as well from the get-go. But just be careful with that the direction is really set up properly. Wow. Well, folks, thank you. The hardcore traders on here are staying even after being present for so long. One final look on here at QQQ 265.35. It's where QQQ is currently printing. After this historical earnings for four of its main component, definitely that's a great setup there. Amazon is up 4.6%. Apple is up 4.3%. Facebook is up 6%. And Google, is Google lacking? Google is flat. Google is flat, but I mean, those other three, trust me, they are more than enough to carry the load. So let's start about SPY. SPY earlier was up, yeah. So this is what we were saying. SPY in all logic is going to open north of 327. So Mr. B, those 323. Was it Mr. B or Mr. Thomas? All right. I kept my three what did I have? I got cheap stuff. I have 327. So yeah, if they want to open in the money, that's fine. So and the run definitely, because this is just a few minutes after the announcement, right? Imagine then when the big investors they come in and everything. Notice how QQQ have reached, and let's close on that. Let's go to the chart. QQQ have reached an all-time high from the February lows and things, but SPY did not. SPY did not. This is them. They can have an opportunity on here to decide, hey, SPY, this is time for you to break above what was that, 339 or 338. That's the all-time high was. So not maybe tomorrow, but hey, I wouldn't take anything get past these guys. They can do whatever they want. So this is the chart for, has been a while since we look at SPY. So this is the chart for SPY on the daily, and the upper Bollinger being at 328. Probability that we're gonna test the upper Bollinger tomorrow for SPY is like 99.9%. It's just a matter of when. At open or 5 minutes into bearing no unforeseen development in the macroeconomy, obviously, because we could be seeing this all of now, and then tomorrow morning is like, oh, geez, what happened? If we don't go into war or something else, just hit us on the brain. Any question, folks? Really, thank you for sticking around. For me, it's a pleasure having you guys here. Thank you, Miss Ray. Bye bye, Mr. B. I guess we are on in a few hours. Are we? All right, late night, he calls it. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day. Mr. Thomas, we are on for Saturday morning, so we will have fun.